Hey guys, this was a video that I've been probably overdue by nearly 6-7 months from making. I had trouble trying to find the words that I wanted to say, the things that I wanted to get across, but I figured now is a better time than any because, well, I'm getting back into the saddle of streaming on Twitch, making videos again on YouTube. As you can tell, I've been back for probably about a couple weeks now. Got some new content, some old content was uploaded that I had sitting on my computer, but we're running low on multiplayer content, so I'm back to making somewhat pseudo Let's Plays and highlights from Twitch. But I just wanted to kind of make a video for anybody who was still wondering where the hell I was for a while, why I wasn't streaming, why I wasn't recording. I was still tweeting on Twitter, so people could still kind of interact and talk to me. I was still talking about games I was excited about and things that were coming out, but in the end, I wasn't around. I wasn't doing anything, and I know I'm not that big of a channel, so in the end, in my head, I was kind of like, oh no, no one's really going to miss it, but there was people who were wondering where I was, why I wasn't uploading, so I wanted to make this video to kind of explain to you why it happened the way it happened, and if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'll be answering any single question that is put down there, and more, and if there is enough, maybe I'll just go collect and make a Q&A video for next time, but for now, I'll be answering every single question down there. And if you're on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you're watching this, again, comment where you see the video and I will answer to the best of my abilities. The long story short, I'll do the short story first and then I'll delve into it a little bit, was I basically felt in my own way that I was betraying the kind of person that I was and the kind of person I wanted to be in regards to Twitch and YouTube and essentially just my life in general. Basically, when I first started doing this, I had always said that I wasn't doing Twitch or YouTube to become famous, I wasn't doing it to get a following, I wasn't doing it to make money, which was all true, and it still is true. That's not the reason I'm doing this. I do this because I find it fun. I do it because I'm going to be playing the video games anyways, so I'd rather have the community there, build a rapport, play some multiplayer games with you guys, which I'm still trying to work back towards, but the stream viewership has dropped off considerably, and that's my fault because I was gone for so long. But long story short, I was betraying that because after a while, I was getting into my own head of like, oh, I don't need to stream today because there's no point. Like, there's no one going to be coming to watch. I was in my own head. I needed to take a break. And that was compounded by the fact that I'd gotten a new job. For those of you who aren't aware, I do work for a sports network here in Canada, and it's pretty obvious which one I work for if you understand the following and the logistics of it. My network had just gotten an NHL deal, and so I was moved. I was not moved. Well, I was moved. I was working on the NHL deal now. I was working on hockey, which is huge for me, because you guys all know I'm a huge hockey fan. But that basically took my old rotation where I would have a lot of days off and time off and evenings, early evenings to do Twitch, YouTube, all this stuff, and it flipped my schedule on its head. I was basically working Monday to Friday, afternoons to late evenings. So by the time I would say for a normal day for me it would be 1 o'clock until 10 o'clock, which is terrible hours for me because I'm more of a night person. But I don't want to stream. I would work 1 to 10, get home around 11 because I worked a little further away, and then I wouldn't be able to record or stream or anything like that because it's too late at night. If I'm recording that late at night, I have to be quiet because I don't want to get noise complaints from neighbors. Streaming, if it's that late, because people have school, they have college, whether it's high school or college, people have jobs, people just don't want to watch streams that late at night. Unless you're in the Pacific time zone, I understand some people probably would have watched, but again, streaming that late at night, I can't get too loud because of noise complaints. And I know for people who have watched streams in the last little bit, I have been streaming late, but as you can tell, I tried to keep myself contained after probably about 10, 30, 11 on a weeknight, and then on weekends, it's fucking, who cares, because everyone's drinking anyways in my apartment, so. But I didn't want to stream that late because I felt tired when I came home, and then I'd have to be back at work for 12 or 1 the next day, and for me, I don't usually get to bed until 2 or 3 in the morning, so waking up in time is tough, and I know that sounds like a terrible excuse, but that's just why I couldn't do it during the week. And then once you work Monday to Friday, 5 days consecutively, I like to take at least 1 day of my weekend to kind of just be on my own, recoup, charge my batteries, that kind of stuff. But then I would lose 1 day of that, and then I'd only have Sundays or Saturdays, whichever day I picked to recoup my batteries. And it's just sit in front of a computer and try to be entertaining again. And once again, I was in my own head, and I was just like, I don't want to, because my other philosophy was I would never want to stream or upload something that I would never want to watch personally myself. And I was at the point where I was like, man, I wouldn't watch this if I'm just kind of sitting here tired and lounging around playing games. So I decided, like, I'm just going to take a break. And I should have, at the time, I should have tweeted this out. I should have made a video, and I should have said, hey guys, I'm probably going to be gone for a little bit. Don't worry, I'll be back. And I think that was me from probably about, I'd say October until late December. And I was gone. And I was like, so then around December, I was like, all right, I can do this. I'm going to get back. And I did stream for a little bit. I was editing again. I had gone and visited my parents in Italy. I had done all these things, and I had kind of recharged my batteries, felt good. And then I streamed for a little bit in December and January. Things were going good, and I got tickets to PAX South, but with Eric Suzetsu, for those of you who don't know. And it was good. But then I came back, and again, I was just kind of like, I don't know. Kind of feeling in my own head again, and I just kind of work again. It just got hard to stay into a consistent rhythm with Twitch and YouTube, and I was like, fuck. So I couldn't do it. And so I just kind of worked, and then chilled. Worked, and then chilled. Worked, and then chilled. And the time just kind of kept going by, and then in my own head, I was like, well, I don't miss it too much. And this is starting to sound completely terrible, and I was never expecting this to be some happy-go-lucky video of like, oh, I found myself. Like, I basically had fun just gaming for me again. I was playing with friends again off stream. Sometimes you don't know how hard it is for people to actually want to play games with you if they know you're constantly recording just for stuff for YouTube, and that's where I had gone into my head. I was, alright, this could be funny for this, so I would always hit that record button, and then people always ended up not wanting to play, or they'd always have to be careful what they say because you never know what's going to end up online. I would never put anything that people said terrible intentionally out on the internet. I'm not that kind of person, but I could see where that kind of mindset would come in from other people as well, so I just kind of like took a step back, played games on my PS4, on PC, on Xbox, all that stuff, just kind of game for myself. But then I started to realize, like, man, I do miss it. I missed the editing. I missed whatever. And another part in September that kind of led to this happening was my MacBook. You can see I have a new one. I've had this one since probably September, this new MacBook. But the one I had before, with all my stuff on it, my elements, my audio, my video at the time, a lot of it was on its hard drive, so it's fine. But a lot of it was on that MacBook, and its hard drive failed, and I couldn't recover anything off of it, so that was a bit struggle. I did get a new one, but I was just like, because I lost some of the programs, I had to re-download a lot of stuff. Again, not a major excuse, just me saying exactly why. None of this is an excuse for why I was gone. I just was in a bad place, but I wanted to come back, and I feel like I've come back strong. I feel like I've come back with more energy than before, and I'm looking forward to seeing where I can take this now. Again, this is all strictly just something I do in my spare time. It's never going to be a full-time job. Like, I'm not expecting to get that many subscribers or followers between Twitch and YouTube, but even if it did happen and a channel took off, I would never feel secure enough in the internet as a job to leave the security and benefits of the current job I have. It's just not who I am. Like, I used to be freelancing, and I hated it because I never knew where my next gig was coming. I never knew when my next shift would come. I never knew when my next paycheck would be able to come in because there could always be a lull for 2 weeks, and then not that 2 weeks you're not making money. So it could be the same thing, because Twitch and YouTube is up and down, and if you're not going all the time, you're probably not going to make it, and that's the problem. You have to be going, because if you take a little time off, the internet's attention span is so small that they're going to be like, alright, on to the next thing. And I've been graced with some great people who watch my streams and hang out in my chat, and they've stuck around, they've come back after all this time, and it's almost feel like we haven't missed a beat, and I'm truly thankful for that. But I just wanted to get this off my chest of why, and I understand I may not have been very coherent with the explanation, so if you do want something a little more in depth, ask me in the comment section and I'll type it out and it'll probably make a lot more sense. I'm not the greatest with these words when I'm not talking to anybody in general. Like, I'm good at responding to questions, like if I had a stream chat up right now as I was doing this, but I just wanted to make a video. I wanted to get it out there. I wanted you guys to know that I'm not disappearing. Again, I'm back. Whether or not that's going to be videos every day, probably not, because YouTube and Twitch are going to kind of go hand in hand. Twitch is always going to be probably the #1 priority now, because it's just, it's a better venue, it's a better place to play games, it's a better thing to do, it's more fun for me, and more interactive, because I can, even if there's only 5 people in chat, that's 5 people that I can chat with and not have to worry about constantly grinding my gears of thinking of things to say that are funny or witty or entertaining while also trying to pay attention to a video game. This way we can react to the story in a game, we can play multiplayer games, we can do everything. Twitch will always generally still be the #1 priority for me. There are some games that I will record specifically for YouTube, but don't expect 1, 2, 3 videos a day. I would say like 3 to 5 videos a week is probably better for YouTube, as in my mindset with the time I have. Because when I come home and I have 6 hours to play, I don't want to sit here and record something solo and then edit it and put it up to YouTube. I'd rather stream, and if it's good, pull it off of Twitch and upload it to YouTube that way. Like, for instance, I'm going to start uploading, we had a full stream of Alan Wake the other day, and I'm going to be fully uploading that to YouTube. It's going to be broken up into pieces. There's going to be chat interaction that's going to be a part of it. That's probably going to be a part of YouTube videos going forward. That's just the way I kind of envision my channel. It's going to be more, YouTube's going to be where the stuff lives forever. I know highlights live forever on Twitch now, but this way I can kind of edit it, I can tweak out, I can cut out dead air, so people aren't just sitting there watching 9.5 hours of nothing. I can condense it down. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do a full upload of the Alan Wake Let's Play or just kind of cut out little bits. I might just upload it and see. I've got to see how much music copyright. There's a lot of music in that game, but I'm getting off track now. This more videos where I was and now that I'm back. If there's any questions you guys had, feel free to ask me. Thank you everybody who stuck around. It's always funny when you start uploading videos again or start doing things again that you see the number go down at first because people are remembering that you're on there and like, who's this guy? So they unfollow or they unsubscribe. But then you see the number start to grow again. And you see that you're starting to make some progress again. Thank you to everybody who stuck around. And for anybody who's new and you aren't aware that there was a gap, you can ignore these words because it's not happening again. I'll have most of the summer of keeping a busier schedule, and I'll try to keep up with it as much as I can once the hockey season starts up again in October. I'm forewarning people now, it will slow down during when that happens again, because again, I'll be back to my Monday to Friday, and I'll try to do some afternoon streams, or maybe during the season, that's what the switch is going to be. During the hockey season, there'll be more emphasis on YouTube, because that's how I'll be able to get stuff more consistently, unless I'm streaming during the day, when most people can't make it. But I just wanted to get this off my chest, and thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. Until next time, guys, cheers.